Hello everyone, let's talk about some keyloggers, hide option and rats by using binders. Binders have great importance for playing social engineering tricks over victims who want to hack by use of some keyloggers. Rats and trojans or many more. These will help you a lot in order to hide your server from human eye, and these are capable of encrypting your server too. In order to hide them from antivirus, today I will show you some binders using them you too. Then you can combine your keyloggers and rats server and discuss about some keylogging settings server with an image or cryptos and binders present, but I'll share some free binders. The thing is that often we think that MP3, JPG, and PNG and other related things are free from viruses and malwares. Maybe this hypothesis is true, but how can we state this? This is the reason I am making this. We can even bind a Trojan and keylogger in MP3, JPG, and PNG file, and it can possible to cover these security sections later in another. Interacting with keylogger. Interacting with the keystroke logger is simple. It can be done from any PS2 compatible keyboard computer. You can take it off the computer it is on to examine the data or another computer or perform the audit from that computer. Enter into a text program, type the passphrase which was set. The menu will be displayed. You can navigate through the menus by typing in the number corresponding with the command. So related keylogger, let's talk about harvesting stored credentials. Browser history can contain interesting data such as the websites visited and stored passwords. Stored passwords can allow you to gain further access to a company's emails, personal emails, and so on, which could contain sensitive information as well. Once you have access to the email, you can download the address book and perform client-side attacks such as phishing to further compromise other emails accounts. Metasploit has tons of different scripts for this purpose. The scripts can be found in the post window, gather credentials and directory. The scripts can harvest credentials from different softwares such as FileZilla and Outlook. If passwords are not stored inside the browser or any other application, we can use an alternative approach which involves using a keylogger. A keylogger is a program that captures every keystroke performed by the victim. Metafrater has a built-in script that can help us accomplish this task. We have to start the keylogger on the victim's machines and wait until the victims log in to a website or any other application to start the keylogger. Just run the following command: Metaperator keyscan underscore start. Now check if keylogger has captured any passwords or not, and see the command Metaperator keyscan underscore dump. Make sure that you have migrate to explorer.exe before running the script. In this case, it has not captured any of the keystroke yet. As soon as the victim starts typing, we will see the keystrokes on our screen. If we want to capture the credentials of all users logging into the machine, we simply need to migrate the process to winlogo.exe and start the keylogger again. Alternatively, we have a better metadata script called keylog recorder, and this script will automatically save the recorded keystrokes inside the database. The script can be executed by the following command like metadata run keylogger coder keylogger logrecorder coder. By default, it would automatically migrate to the explorer.exe process and try to capture keystrokes. If you would like to record the Windows logon credentials, you would need to specify an additional parameter by C and I metadata run key recorder minus C 1 identifying and exploiting further targets. By this, by now we have enough information about our exploited machine, and we can freely move around the network. Our next step would be identify and exploit other hosts on the internal network. It is very common for targets not exposed to the internet to contain highly sensitive and confidential data. Since the targets are not accessible from outside, we can use our compromised machine as a medium to exploit them, and this process is commonly known as pivoting. For the sake of clarity, let's imagine that three attacker having a public IP has managed to compromise one target, having an other potential targets on the internal network. The attacker used an ARP scan to figure out new targets, target 2 and target 3, which are not exposed to internet and are not publicly reachable from the attacker's machine. Therefore, the attacker would get target 1 as a breeze attacker, breeze to communicate and exploit target 2 and target 3. So mapping the internal network, the attacker has compromised a host on the target network, secured the privileges, installed a backdoor on the target machine which is keylogger, and harvested important data. What's left is to discover other hosts on the internal network so that he can exploit them and penetrate the network further. We would use Armitage for this exercise as it makes post-exploitation process, especially pivoting, easier for us. We can do the same from Metasploit, but for the sake of simplicity and demonstration, it's better to use Armitage. And how to finding network information? Windows machine on the network will use the ifconfig command to display the information about the network interface card. So now let's talk about keylogger detector. Scan exe 274 lines of code, takes in a folder name, uses function Scan file locates import table, searches for set Windows hook X function. Problems with installing a keylogger. An attacker that connects to the target to download the keystrokes risks being traced. A code that sends the information to an email address risks exposing the attacker. There are many type of keylogger like C++ program. To you guys can make a keylogger by use C++, Python. One more keylogger is keybase keylogger. So this is it, guys. Hope you guys liked it, and thanks for watching.